Hello and welcome, my dear friend. Imagine living in a world where people assume they know every move you'll make, where they expect you to follow the script they've written for you. It's frustrating, right? Friends, family, co-workers, even strangers can sometimes act like they have your path mapped out. They believe they know how you'll react, especially when they try to manipulate or intimidate you. But there comes a moment, a turning point, when you choose not to play along. This moment surprises them and shows you have far more strength and resilience than they anticipated. In this video, we'll dive into the powerful realization that you aren't someone who can be easily shaken. We'll uncover why your strength is something others find intimidating, and what it means to walk your path with clarity and confidence. This is a perspective shift you won't want to miss. Let's begin. Breaking free from the predictable patterns others set for you. Most people, at some point, encounter someone who assumes they have all the power and control. These people often try to predict how others will react, expecting that everyone around them will fall in line. Whether it's family members who try to dictate your life choices, co-workers who assume they can get you to do the work they want, or friends who think they can influence you to go along with their plans, there's a common theme. They believe they know how you'll respond. In their minds, they've already decided that you'll give in, back down, or react in the way that's convenient for them. But here's the reality. They can't predict or control you. When they push you, expecting you to buckle under pressure, you don't. Instead of following their lead, you choose your own path, showing a strength that goes beyond their understanding. This act of defying their expectations isn't about being rebellious. It's about being true to yourself and honoring your own principles. You show that you're not swayed by intimidation or manipulation, which disrupts the plans they've carefully laid out. And this disruption leaves them taken aback, because they're not used to someone who remains grounded in their own power, especially when they're used to others bending to their will. By choosing to stay centered and resist their attempts to control, you essentially rewrite the script they thought you'd follow. In doing so, you show that you're not an open book for them to read and control, but a complex, resilient individual who values their freedom and autonomy. This choice to stand strong shakes them, and they quickly realize they don't have the influence over you they thought they did. The discomfort others feel when you won't conform. Some people rely heavily on their ability to control the reactions and behaviors of those around them. They're accustomed to getting what they want and often assume they're the smartest person in the room. When they first encounter someone who won't conform to their tactics, they might feel a flash of irritation or even arrogance, believing they'll be able to break through eventually. But as time goes on, and they see that you remain unmoved, the irritation grows. This resistance, this unwillingness to fit into their mold, unsettles them because it challenges their view of how relationships should work. They're frustrated because, in their world, things are supposed to go their way. They're used to manipulating situations, controlling outcomes, and steering people's actions to suit their own needs. However, when they realize that their tactics don't work on you, they feel powerless. It's as if they're a musician playing an instrument, expecting each note to follow their commands, but instead, you produce a sound that's entirely your own, independent of their touch. When faced with someone who's not willing to conform, they're forced to confront an uncomfortable truth, that their strategies don't work on everyone. This lack of control is especially challenging for them because they're so deeply invested in maintaining power and influence. And you, simply by being yourself and refusing to play by their rules, become a reminder of their limitations. This often causes them to react with anger, envy, or even resentment, as they're faced with a reality they're unprepared to handle. You represent something they can't influence, a force of independence and inner strength that defies their usual approach. Your growth and strength as a source of frustration. The truth is, as you continue to grow, those who tried to manipulate or control you find it increasingly challenging to accept. To them, your resilience, intelligence, and ability to thrive despite their efforts are signs that they've failed. They can see that you're not just surviving, you're excelling, moving forward with purpose and clarity. This frustrates them deeply, as it disrupts their sense of superiority and control. When someone attempts to manipulate you and fails, it's more than just a missed opportunity for them. It's a direct blow to their ego and self-perception. They thought they had you figured out, but instead, they're faced with someone who can't be easily swayed. Your presence alone becomes a reminder of their limitations, of the fact that they can't control everything or everyone. It's this realization that you are out of their reach that causes a deep sense of discomfort and frustration. Your growth and success become reminders of their inability to bring you down. It's almost as if you've created a mirror for them, one that reflects their own shortcomings and insecurities. Watching you rise while they struggle to keep up leaves them feeling outmatched, inferior, and perhaps even envious. They see you as a rival, but it's not a rivalry in the traditional sense. You're not competing with them. Your journey is about self-discovery and personal growth, but they perceive it as a challenge to their own standing. This misinterpretation only adds to their frustration, as they try in vain to understand how you continue to thrive despite their efforts to undermine you. Thriving in your truth and standing firm against manipulation. Thriving despite the pressure others place on you requires inner strength, clarity, and a commitment to your own truth. When you choose not to allow others to dictate your actions or influence your path, you step into a position of power. It's not a power that seeks to control others, but rather one that anchors you firmly in who you are. This type of power is rooted in self-awareness, resilience, and a refusal to let external influences sway your inner peace. As you continue to thrive, those who once tried to manipulate you see their own limitations more clearly. They realize that their games and tactics are ineffective against someone who is genuinely grounded and self-assured. In a world where so many people are willing to bend, to conform, and to follow, you are a rare individual who chooses authenticity over acceptance. This choice doesn't go unnoticed, and it often makes people feel uncomfortable because it challenges the way they interact with others. When someone tries to manipulate you and sees you standing firm, they're forced to confront an uncomfortable truth about themselves. They realize they can't sway you, that you're not easily shaken, and that you're a person of depth and conviction. This realization doesn't just frustrate them, it intimidates them. Your resilience becomes a force they can't contend with, no matter how clever they believe themselves to be. In the end, your decision to live authentically, to thrive in your truth, and to refuse manipulation isn't just a statement about who you are. It's a message to the world that you are a person who values integrity and self-respect above all else. This choice, while challenging, ultimately leads to a life of purpose, fulfillment, and peace, and it becomes a source of inspiration for others who are on their own journey of self-discovery. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. If this message resonated, please like, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe to stay connected. Continue your awakening journey by choosing one of the videos on your screen that resonates with you the most. See you there.